As we stated yesterday, Travis Baumgartner, who was wanted on Canada-wide warrants on 3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of second-degree murder, and 4 counts of robbery with a firearm, he was arrested on Saturday, June 16th by U.S. Border and Customs and Border Protection officials while attempting to cross the United States at the Lyndon, Washington state border. I can tell you that Travis Baumgartner is cooperating with our investigators, and based on this, we're completing numerous investigative tasks that we still have to fulfill. We've also concluded a thorough forensic examination of his vehicle, the 2011 Ford F-150 truck. And I also mentioned previously to you, I believe it was Friday and Saturday, that we'd accounted for most of Baumgartner's equipment, but that we had not accounted for his body armor, nor had we accounted for his gun. And I can tell you we still have not located either of these. Baumgartner appeared before a justice yesterday evening in Langley, BC. He's been remanded for up to 16 days so that he can be brought back to Edmonton. At that time, he'll appear before an Edmonton provincial court, and we're hoping that that will happen as soon as Wednesday. That's out of our control, but we're hoping it happens by Wednesday of this week. It's also important to recognize that through this investigation, any investigation of this magnitude takes an inordinate amount of resources. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about the EPS resources. We figure approximately 200 EPS members assigned to this over roughly a 48-hour period. And when you hear that figure, you're probably going to wonder why so many, but I'll just tell you some of the areas that get involved when we do have this. We had uniformed and plainclothes members from all 5 of our patrol divisions, obviously homicide investigators, Edmonton drug and gang enforcement teams, surveillance teams, tactical teams, K-9 teams, robbery section, our targeted offender section, forensic identification services were involved, our organizational security, EPS air support was involved, police dispatch, 911, and of course our duty officers. This investigation will continue, and it's going to continue to consume numerous resources in the months ahead.
I cannot begin to describe the shock and grief that G4S family is still feeling after the tragic event on Friday. We lost 3 valued members, and another remains in critical condition in hospital. Our thoughts and prayer remain with their families and friends, and we will continue to do everything we can to help and support these families through difficult time. Our thoughts are also with the Baumgartner family. I am sure you are aware that there are many matters being reviewed in the aftermath of Friday's shooting. We continue to work closely with the Edmonton Police, and again, we would like to thank the EPS, the U.S. Customs Border and Protection, the RCMP, and all law enforcement agencies for the assistance in capturing Travis Baumgartner this weekend. In addition to the police investigation, we have flown out our own security experts as part of G4S's internal investigation. This is standard practice for any major incident. We do all review aspects to determine whether there's lessons to be learned, and if there is, we will implement these changes as we go forward. I would like to remind everyone that a fund has been established to support the victims' families. Donations can be made at any TD branch. Donations should be marked Families and Victims of the University of Alberta and Edmonton shooting. More of the fund information can be found at the G4S website at www.g4s.com. Finally, I would like to make comments on the huge outpouring of support for our employees, customers, and family, and everybody, so I want to thank you for all your support in this very difficult time. Thank you.
Good morning. I want to start by again expressing our sympathies to the families of the victims involved in this terrible crime. None of us can truly understand the loss these families have experienced, especially in so shocking and brutal a fashion. Our investigators have described the scene as one of unimaginable carnage. We have our Victim Services Unit working to support the families and to provide them with updated information as the investigation proceeds. I will be out to visit each of the families this week. As an investigation like this requires the support and cooperation of many agencies and individuals, I want to recognize the Sherwood Park RCMP for their immediate assistance in securing and holding an important location in their community. I want to acknowledge the fine work done by the Customs and Border Protection officers from the United States who apprehended our suspect, and to the staff of the Canadian Border Services Agency who were on the scene immediately. We also appreciate the assistance offered by the Citizen and Immigration Canada Department and the support of the local media in attending our briefings and keeping Edmonton and all of Canada informed and updated. Finally, to the police officers and civilians of the Edmonton Police Service, thank you for your hard work on this file. Many thousands of man-hours and women-hours have gone into this case since it began just after midnight on Friday morning. The tragic nature of the crime scene has been a challenge for some of our staff, and we look to providing them with support and counseling in the weeks to come.